Hello, everyone out there. Happy Sunday. Doing a Twitchy Tuesday on a Sunday, changing things up. I was actually going to do this pre-recorded and do it like a pre-recorded, so it'd still go live on Tuesday, and Spirit just directed me in a different way today. Like, why do a pre-recorded when I can come on live? Get this energy of the Sunday crew out here and get them engrossed and pushed through. So that way, you know what? You got a lot of really good astrology coming up this week, including a Libra full moon. So we're here on a Sunday doing it. This is what we're doing. Hello, everyone out there. My name is Maloney Adams. I am with the founder, CEO with Habitual Sages, and you are joining me for what we lovingly call Twitchy Tuesdays. This is where we stream all things astrology and tarot for the week every Tuesday. However, as you know, we are on April 2nd, meaning it is Sunday. There's a really good reason for all of this. I will actually be traveling all of next week, and instead of like bringing all the cards, which look, any other tarot people out there that travel with their decks, pop it in the chat. Tell me how, if I see another person touch my decks going through TSA, I had a little moment. The last time. I had a moment. My husband was looking at me like, okay. So if you too, I love my decks, but travel sometimes is just much easier without having to lug the computer, the decks, and all the equipment around. So that's what we're doing here today. We are doing this special edition of Twitchy Tuesday so I can travel next week and get these messages out early. So let's just do a little breakdown. As we always do, we're going to clear some space. I've got the incense going. I've got the Palo Santo. I've got the sage and all of the other mugwort. I think there's a little bit of, what else do we got in here? Hold on, I'll try and I'll be able to show you guys. You'll see it. Oop, there we go. We got, I think there's lavender, sage, mugwort, and rosemary in this one with the Palo Santo 6. So we are clearing space all over, getting ready for this full moon in Libra. And let's do it here. All right, so this is Twitchy Tuesday. Typically would be recorded live on 4/4. We are doing it live today on 4/2. On 4/4, if you come back and try to check it out, it will just be a replay for you. So that is the first thing. Second thing is we are looking for support and help to make this channel grow. That means that is up to you. If you are enjoying what you are hearing, if you're loving what you're hearing, make sure to head to either Twitch or YouTube, since we are multi-streaming out there, and follow, subscribe, turn on alerts, notify me. All of the Twitchy Tuesdays are scheduled through the month of April. The only Twitchy Tuesday we aren't doing live on a Tuesday is this one coming up on 4/4. So they're already out there. You can hit the notify me on YouTube. You can absolutely see my schedule on Twitch. So let's make sure that we are supporting and helping each other grow with love. Love also to have anybody and their services. Leave it in the chat, leave it in the comment section, depending upon where and when you watch this. Red Pill Astrology Lives. We just did our first April live. This was the second time on YouTube. That is at Red Pill Astrology on YouTube. Those are off and rocking. And if you want to hear just high level, both Moni and myself talk about astrology, those are also already scheduled for the month of April. You can head over there and hit that notify me, hit the subscribe, all of the other things. And then the daily dose. So what we do here on Twitchy Tuesdays is every week we go over the astrology of the week, and then we pull some tarot. I don't talk about Chiron. Chiron has a very important place. He is he is the healer. He is the one that shows us our wounds. He is the one that brings us forward. He is the one that helps us grow and really support us in our journey on self-actualization. A very, very important part of the lexicon of astrology. I don't talk about Chiron on Twitchy Tuesdays. That I reserve for the daily dose. Now, if he is part of the moon, like he is with this Libra full moon, yes, he will come into the conversation. But any direct transits with Chiron during the week, that is reserved for the daily dose, along with very much more in detail private readings, in detail conversations about each of the aspects. That happens in the daily dose. And you don't just get my voice. You don't just get my astrology and my interpretation and my channeled messages. You also get my soul sister Moni's, and she is a powerhouse in her own right. And it's this awesome balance. Speaking of Libra, it's this awesome balance of the two of us going back and forth in a WhatsApp capsule. And y'all, it's like $37 a month. It's nothing. So if you want more information about that, that is in the About Me, as well as in the description box if you are on YouTube. All right, let's get into this conversation. We've got a couple of PSAs we've got to do, and want to talk about Q2 before we get into day-to-day astrology. So first off, all planets are direct. There's your public service announcement. You are welcome. You can thank me in the comment box. All planets are direct until April 21st, 2023. We have what? 19 more days. 19 more days of the direct motion. It's like all signs are go. This is that one moment when you're like driving down the road and every light is green. Take advantage. You don't got to slow down. You don't got to be like, oh my God, am I going to make? No, you know everything. All signs are green. Keep pushing, keep moving forward. We are also 2 days into a brand new Q2, where Q2's theme, pure potential. This is what we're doing. We are in pure potential. This is growth season. This is planting season. This is manifestation season. And it's the starting of. It's not now, obviously, things can happen at any time, but this is where all of the things begin to get grounded. All of the things begin to get coming down into the earth. It's kind of no longer up in that spiritual. It's no longer the dream. But you're starting to actually see tangible, meaningful things come through that align with whatever it is you are manifesting. So pure potential this quarter. Last Twitchy Tuesday, we did a whole Twitchy Tuesday all about Mercury. Super in-depth review of Mercury, about Eshu. I am doing readings, Jada. Thank you so much. Oh, and see, look, I turned these on. I'm so excited. I turned on where you are chatting from. So thank you for joining me from Twitch. Yes, I am doing readings. I'm going to cover those here in just a moment as soon as I'm done wrapping up the astrology, and then we will get to readings. So in-depth Mercury review last week helps add a layer to the conversation we are going to be having today. So if you haven't seen that, you might want to check it out afterwards, because Mercury has a lot going on this week, and obviously through his transit in Taurus. So let's get to our favorite part, this pulling card screen. Yes. Okay. Here's the spread. Here's what we will be doing. Let me tell you the decks, which I will absolutely put in the description box afterwards. But if you are interested right now, I will throw these in the chat for everyone. So first up, we always have my trusty Morgan Greer Tiny Tarot. That is right here. Tarot will guide us with some additional conversations. We also have the Spellcasting Oracle deck that will help guide us with just either overall energy. I'm not really sure how all the things are going to come out right now, but the overall energy or guidance is typically what I use my Oracle decks for. And then we also have the Moonology present, which is right here with this full moon in Libra card. And it says a win-win outcome is forecast. Ashe, win-win. We're winning and winning all over the place here. All right, so those are the decks we will be using. And let's just get a little overview of this week. So on April 4th, we have no direct aspects. So the 4th Tuesday, it is nice. We've got the 3rd, right? We've got, oh my gosh, what's happening on the 3rd? Mercury is heading into Taurus. And then Mercury will obviously square. And that's what we talked about in our last Twitchy Tuesday. And the 4th is awesome. Before this like Libra full moon and this kite happens, we get a day of integration. We get a day of really honing in on that Mercury-Pluto conversation, and how that is going to work with us, is going to push us forward into the rest of this month and into this moon. And then we have the granddaddy. We've got the Libra full moon on the 5th. Before that happens, however, Mercury in Taurus will sextile Saturn in Pisces at 3 degrees 12 minutes. That happens at 11:20 a.m. Central Time. And then the Libra full moon comes in at 16 degrees 7 minutes at 11:34 p.m. So like 12 hours later. So Mercury not only has a conversation with Pluto, and that is a square, but then he comes in on the 5th and gets a sextile to Saturn. Mercury and Saturn are wonderful. And Saturn has part of this kite in this Libra full moon story, which we'll get to here in just a second. Then on the 6th, Mercury will conjunct the North Node in Taurus at 4 degrees 1 minute. Although really, this whole week, its pivot point, it's like the point of everything revolves around this moon. So everything before and everything after is like its focal point is the moon, and the energy is, I'm seeing the energy as like being like dispersed out. So the energy is here and it gets dispersed, and it goes before and it goes after, but that absolute point is this Libra full moon. So then on the 7th, Venus in Taurus sextiles Neptune in Pisces at 25 degrees 58 minutes. Then on the 8th, Mercury in Taurus sextiles Mars in Cancer. I love that big brother energy right there. 6 degrees 53 minutes. The 9th, we finally get a day. We get a moment. We have a lovely moment in time. And then on the 10th, Venus in Gemini. So Venus ingresses into Gemini. So we're going to do 2 different readings today. We're going to get some cards on the Libra full moon, talk through a little bit about that. And then we are also going to pull some cards for this Venus in Gemini, because Venus in Gemini, is she flirty? She a flirty one in Venus, with Venus going into Gemini. So that's going to be a really fun energy to play into. All right, let's go ahead and talk about this Libra full moon. So typically when I am looking into moons and when I start to like really assess the astrology of the moon, oh my gosh, and the high priest, look, the high priestess just popped out. She's like, oh, here, I can help you with this conversation. Let's talk about my moon. Let's go ahead and talk about what you got for me, girl. What you got? This moon is very, very interesting in how it is coming about. And obviously, how it's bringing us, there's that Libra balance, and how it's bringing us the work that we need to come back to our dreams. So for me, I always kind of either get a word or a phrase when it comes to the moon. And this moon's phrase was coming back to your dreams. How are you coming back? And how are you, like, what work are you placing? What balance, what financial, or maybe not even financial, probably more financial, since this Taur, there's so much Taurian energy right now. But it's almost like, what are you placing your energy, your tools, the things that you're doing? How are you working within this dream? The things that you're doing are all of the ways that you are outputting, so outgiving the things that you're doing outwards. Do they all align with this dream? And if not, where do you need to adjust those things? And that can be part of that conversation that Mercury is having, that Mercury is getting into, and with this Pluto as well as with Saturn. Because Saturn, look, y'all, cheers to fucking Saturn. We love Saturn. Saturn gives you very clear indications where your shit is offline and where you need to get back in alignment. Super clear. He doesn't hold, there ain't holding nothing back. And the reason why I feel, because this is from my personal experience, you know, why I struggled with Saturn for a little bit was because there was no feeling. It was just facts. And it's like, but that hurts, but I want, but Saturn doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Saturn cares about the facts, and the facts are that there's an out of alignment issue. You need to get back in alignment, because that's how you get your gifts. Through the work that you do, through the healing you do, through the growth that you do, Saturn rewards you. That's his role, is of the reward. A lot of people sometimes correlate that with Jupiter. I am not one of those. There's absolute, like, I can see definitely all of that, but for me in my practice and in my life, it has been Saturn that has given me my rewards. Jupiter expands them. Jupiter makes more things possible. Jupiter teaches me and helps me learn how to get more. He keeps me optimistic. He keeps me in faith. But Saturn's the one that brings in the reward. And now in Pisces, these are these spiritual rewards that also have, again, because he just got out of Aquarius, 3 degrees, right? Like, we're still in that transitionary phase. And it's this like, okay, I have some rewards also still that are coming in from when he was in Aquarius. Now I'm getting some of these spiritual rewards. Now we're planting those seeds and moving forward with them. But really, it is always about coming back to this dream, making sure that everything that you're doing is aligning to this dream. The Libra full moon will be at 16 degrees, 7 minutes, 11:34 p.m. Central Time. The sun, which is in the sign of Aries, the moon is the one that's in the sign of Libra, is going to be Chiron will be conjunct the sun. This is where Chiron does come in today. And also then obviously opposing the moon, because Chiron is in Aries right now. Jupiter will also conjunct the sun. He is having a joyous fucking celebration in Aries and getting ready for, which we'll talk about in our next Twitchy Tuesday, the one on the 11th, is the Sun Jupiter conjunction that's about ready to happen, the exact conjunction. That is fucking just an absolute delight and exactly what we need right now. And Venus sextiles Neptune during this moon. Now, it's not exact. Venus's sextile with Neptune will go exact on the 7th. That's why I kept saying, like, the moon is the focal point and everything kind of just spreads from there. And then this moon, when you look at the chart and pull the transit chart for this moon, there is a very clear kite configuration. So that's when aspects are in a configuration that looks like a kite. And if you want to know what that looks like, want to see the chart, that is in the Red Pill Astrology Live that we just did for April 1st through 10th. You can find that on my YouTube page, Habitual Sages, or at Red Pill Astrology YouTube as well. So the kite is right now happening with the nodes, Saturn and Mars. This moon has nothing to do with this moon, and that's what I love about it so much. This moon has everything to do with our dreams. It has everything to do with the work that we're putting into it. It has everything to do with how we're standing in our power and speaking those dreams and providing outwards what we truly want and what is happening out there. What adjustments, what balance do we have to come back to? How are we paying it forward? How are we taking all of our intuitive messages that we have and bringing it in? And it's like, it's all around where we're headed. It's all around our long-term dream and vision. It's all around, it's like this moon is more of a support for the future. It's not the reason, the impetus, the change, the trigger of our future. That is all going to be cracked open later in the month when we go to eclipse season. So hold on, we'll all get there. We're going through this journey together. But this moon is sitting here to really help support us getting into the details, bringing our dreams, coming back to our dreams, getting the detail of that dream down. So that way, when we do get to eclipse season and changes begin to occur and we do get into a Mercury retrograde where we have to revisit some of these things, we're not thrown off by that shit. We can stabilize. We're here to stabilize. We're here to do the things. And there has been a lot of noise out there, right? So we have Mercury sitting here in a new sign, sitting here with Venus in her rulership, sitting here having a square to Pluto, now a sextile to Saturn. And there's been probably a lot of yeses and a lot of nos that have come out of this. And it's, okay, let me interpret, let me discern what yeses and nos I've gotten, and then let me come back and be grounded. Let me be balanced. Let me figure out what I need to do with all of those yeses and nos as it pertains to my journey ahead, as it pertains to where we're going, as it pertains to the 6. 5 is the number of change. 5 has that signature of change. 6 is the next step towards it. We've made the change. This Libra moon is here to balance us, to bring us back into the boat. Make sure, again, look, these swords are plugging all of these holes. If these swords weren't there, what would happen? The boat would fill with water, everything would sink, and you'd be no farther along your journey. So these swords have a very clear space. These are yeses and nos. You got to discern which one is which. You've got to leave them in there so that way it balances the boat, so that way you can continue this journey ahead. Because the journey is going to be rocky. One of those swords may come out of that boat and you may start taking on water. That may happen. And that's okay. It's figuring out what you do or need to get doing in order to have that balance. And that's what we're here for. So let's see that. Oh, as the wheel turns, I would really love, I'm gonna have to figure out if I can find that somewhere. Like having like the Days of Our Lives theme song anytime the world comes out. It's like this wheel turns, it's the days of our lives. Um, yeah, I mean things are getting ready to change. Things are moving around. There has been a high level of celebration. Look, the thing that I love, hold on, the thing that I love about this deck and these cards, like this is clearly spirit here, rotating this wheel. They obviously have been in a state of jubilation and joy. And here's the Fool, also probably having fun. And it's like, whoop, I'm just going to all the way down. I'm just going to whoop and just have a great time. Even though they know that the wheel is changing, this is a good thing. They are still incredibly happy. They are still in a state of joy, which is exactly where we need to be as this Saturn and Jupiter start getting closer and closer and closer together. So these were the 4 things that I wrote down when it came to balance. And let me go ahead and start. We'll pull cards for this. So balance of the solar, that is the sun, especially the sun in Aries. Balance of the solar areas, which are blazing the path right now. The sun is in Aries, blazing our path forward. And how do you balance that, right? Like sometimes, this is why we have sunglasses. Sometimes the sun is intense, and sometimes that blaze is intense. That is okay. It is okay to have it be intense. How do you balance that? Where are your glasses? Did you bring them with you? Okay, well, maybe we learned something then. And then balancing our fear. Look, options. This card came out in another reading today. Options. We blazing the path forward. All of these 7 things are your options. So now we've had, well, we didn't have the 5, but the 5 is the number of change. We've had the 6 where you have to go on your journey. Now here is the 7. That's solid, a complete number. 7 is a complete number, allowing you to blaze this path forward, this sun in Aries. And having all of these options with Chiron in this picture, in this conversation, this is balancing out what are we afraid of with these options. Do these options scare us? Do these options scare you? Everything you want is on the other side of that fear. So understand what that fear is and balance it. Bring it back into stasis during this moon, because again, that world, spirit be turning and cranking that wheel. And guess what? Spirit can do it fast or it can do it slow. Spirit can do it with your help or without your help. Regardless, it's going to happen. So choose your heart, choose your fear. Choose how you approach all of this. There you go, death. Choose. It's your choice. You can choose to look at this card and go, holy F. I am fearful. I am triggered. I don't want things to die. Oh my God, change. Oh my God, grief. Oh my God, all of these feelings. It's okay. It's okay. Death can be here. Death has a place. Our cycle, our world, our whole being revolves around the birth, the birth, the death, and the rebirth cycle. We are in a rebirth cycle, but in order for a rebirth to occur, death had to happen. So as we get into this, balancing our fear, balancing the fear of what all of these things, death can actually be incredibly supportive. Death can help you understand what has to go out of here. Understand what cup is not for you. Listen. Follow that intuition. Trust yourself. Have that faith. That's what Jupiter is in Aries for. That's what Chiron is in Aries for. Know that you are self-actualized enough to make good decisions. Here, now we've got the 5. To make good decisions. Your decision doesn't have to leave you wanting. Your decision doesn't have to leave you going for more. Look at how this came out. Look at how this came out right here. Death stands between these two options. Do you want everything that you're asking for, or at least all of your options to get the things that you're asking for? Or do you want to be here for want of, lacking, needing support? Because you couldn't get through this. You couldn't balance the Chiron. Again, your choices. All of this is your choices. Choose your heart. Choose your path. Choose your path forward. All right, then, because Jupiter's here, we have to talk about balancing our overconfidence, right? As all of these things come in, as you get all those 7 cups of options, you could be totally overconfident and extend yourself and go, I can get all motherfucking 7 right now. We good. And then all of a sudden you get all 7 and eclipse season starts and Mercury goes retrograde and holy shit. I was overconfident. I was overconfident in my abilities. Just like when you're eating and your eyes are way too big for your stomach. You're like, oh no, I am confident in my abilities to eat all of this. You get like 5 bites and you're like, okay, wait, I was my bad. Radical honesty, right? Like make sure that all of that is there, because as we balance our overconfidence, we have to ensure, again, we're not playing for the short term, because that's the other thing that death can do. That's the other thing that 7 cups can give you is here is all of your options. And some of them are the easy. Yeah, I can use, yep. It's making sure I'm using accurate words. This was part of my Mars and Gemini journey. Some of them could be easy in the sense that they are quick rewards with very little gain, right? They're the easy wins. They're the, it's like the participation trophy. Did you do it to get a participation trophy, or did you do it to fucking win? Because if I'm doing something, I'm doing them to win. I'm not doing it just to participate. Like I go into, and again, it depends. I go into it with the goal of winning. Go back to your dreams. Come back to your dreams. What is your dream? What did you set out? Did you set out to participate, or did you set out to win? And then have that there. But as you have these 7 cups, Jupiter could give you that overconfidence of, well, I can take the easy way. I can take the, look, Spirit's coming in. I can take the easy way. That's great. But guess what? Guess what? Saturn is still here. Mercury just met with Saturn. Saturn specifically fucking told Mercury. Specifically. Bitch, don't take the easy way. You need to alchemize. You need to become the magician. You need to stand in your power. You need to collect the things you need to do. You need to do the rituals that you need to do. You need to make the sacrifices you need to make, because we are no longer playing for the short term. We play for the long term. Go back to your dream. Your dream was not a dream of a year, 5 months, a day. It wasn't a dream of just, oh, I'm going to participate and that's going to be it. That dream is for your lifetime. It is for your legacy. It is for your ancestry. It is for those that come after you. It is planting the tree that you will never sit under. But your grandchildren will, and your great-grandchildren will, and your family will. That is what this is about. So when all of this comes in, when all of this good comes in, If it scares you, that is your key. If it scares you, that's it. That's the prick that you're looking for, because oh man, look at all of the gifts. Spirit is just giving gifts. They are giving gifts right now. Look, everybody, Spirit is coming in giving gifts. You know, again, everything you want is on the other side of your fear. So if it scares you, more than likely that is your path you need to go down, because it's the one that is going to alchemize the most for you. It is the one that is being spirit driven. Look, here's another spirit hand with another cup. Here's the spirit hand with a sword. How many times have we seen that just in this spread, right? I mean, we've been live for 35 minutes, probably reading for 20 of those. How many times have we Spirit is coming through and through. It is our job as a spiritual being having a human experience on this earth to take action, discern, and take action to the things, the right things, to build a foundation. Now we have a 4 to alchemize. Look, there's 4 points here. To take these gifts and to understand and speak them into existence, the things that we want. And it's okay if this cup, it's okay if these gifts, they come in, but they're not exactly right. It's okay to say, universe, thank you so much for bringing that my way. I understand now where I wasn't specifically clear in my manifestation asks. Let me choose my words better. You almost got it, universe. I'm going to go ahead and say no to that, so that way you can bring in the exact thing I want, which, let me remind you what that is. State what you want. Come back to your dream. State your dream. You almost had it. You almost had it, universe. You almost did. Thank you. Next. Right? All right. And then through this moon, we have to balance our stability. And that's that stability with Venus there. Venus in her home sign, Taurus, just loving life, balancing our stability here as we're, again, because this is not the short-term goal. This is the stability that's going to have that tree be rooted in a ground long after we are gone. That is the dream. So how are we balancing our stability with this Venus? All right. Oh my gosh. Look, we've got the pair. We've got the pair. Queen and King. Queen and King of Pentacles. We've got the pair here. This is how we balance. We balance through our intuition, honing in on the feminine energy qualities, and balancing them with the King of Pentacles. This is how you get stability. It is the ebb and flow of knowing masculine and feminine energy, and when the one or the other needs to go, right? There are times where we have to intuit, we have to go within, we have to listen to guidance, we have to be in spirit, we have to work with our ancestors, we have to have faith and have these things up here. We have to feel into the things. And then there's times where there is action that are needed. And often they're the same. Let me give you a really, really easy analogy for this, because it just happened right before we got live. I was sitting here, I was doing some stuff, I was getting ready for the live, and my husband and I, we do what's called lazy Sundays. And we typically, if the weather is nice, which it is today, we go outside and we barbecue, we play dominoes, we drink whiskey, we have cigars, we listen to like some amazing music, all types of music are on the table. And we just have a really good time. And that is something that helps us connect and have that stability. It helps us, provide that level of intimacy, that level of conversation. So as I was thinking about that, sitting here getting ready for this live, I very clearly heard, felt, intuited my Queen of Pentacles. Don't forget, pentacles are in this earthly realm. The things that are affecting us and our material, very Taurian things in this earthly realm. So the queen, I very clearly heard, you want to barbecue outside. Like, you want to put not the barbecue in the front yard, you want to put it in the backyard, and you want to be in the backyard. Go and use your backyard. Have the door open, allow the dogs to come in and out. Really fully immerse yourself into your home, this foundation that you have. These very Taurian, my security, right? This is my four walls. These are my security. It needs to be in the backyard because right now it's in the garage and then we pull it out into our driveway. And I heard that. And then I was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, that's what happened. Wait for it. Yeah, but do. And I'm like, nope, I still do it all the time. I just catch myself. Nope, we ain't doing that. Let me go and take action. Now we're in my masculine. Now I have that masculine energy of action taking. Let me go and take action and ask my husband if it's possible. Hey, babe, I heard, Queen of Pentacles, that we should put the barbecue out in the backyard, open the door, let the dogs come in and out, and let's barbecue in the backyard. Is that something that is possible today? Now, my husband, being the masculine energy, will take action and was like, that is possible. I'll make it happen before the end of this. When we go outside, it will be in the backyard. Okay. And we're done here. Cue scene. Cue scene. So that is how this king and queen, when we talk about balancing our stability, it's the energetic balance and the flow between these two energies, these two archetypes, the queen and the king. And I love that Venus is in Taurus, Taurus showed up within the pentacles, and this is how we are balancing during this moon. Because again, a reminder, this moon has really nothing to do with this moon. That conversations and the energy of this moon are nothing with the sun and the moon. It's with the nodes, it's with Saturn, it's with Mars, it's with Venus and Neptune, it's with Mercury and Pluto, it's with Mercury and what else did we have? The North Node. And Mercury and then Mars just a few days later with Mercury sextiling Mars in Cancer at 6 degrees, 53 minutes on the 8th. It's all of this stuff, and we are marching towards eclipse season. We're marching towards the end of All Planets Direct for 2023. That's going to be on the 21st. We're moving. So good time to get some balance of masculine and feminine energies. The other thing that came up with this moon was everything is in accepting yourself. Chiron, the key. The key to everything is in accepting yourself, having this self-actualization. That's the key. That's where the kite's flying. This self-actualization, accepting yourself. And okay, I'm going to put these up here. I wanted to pull some, again, this is the spell casting oracle deck. And I want to pull just some oracle guidance for this Libra full moon, for this Twitchy Tuesday community and anybody watching. What is your guidance, spirit, for this Libra? Oh, no, one more, please. For this Libra full moon. Thank you. Oh, truth came out earlier today too in my other reading for the daily dose. So let's take a look here. We have protection, justice, and truth. And oh, look, I love that justice is sitting here. She has the balance. She has the Libra right here. Same thing. That's really wonderful. Okay, let me get this book out. Let's see what we got here. Protection first. protection. All right. I'm going to read the magical guidance and the meanings. There is a whole section on here for this card, for each of these cards, on spell incantations. If you are interested in the spell incantation, drop me a comment or put it in the chat, and I can then go in and type those up or send a picture into the comments. So the spell incantations I'm going to skip over. If that is something you are interested in, just hit me up and I'll make sure that you get it. So protection, magical guidance. It's time to retreat simply and quietly from a situation. Danger could be lurking in the shadows, and you're being urged to assess the situation carefully. The magical symbol of the pentagram lends you its sacred sight. This ancient talisman calls you to seek the truth as it encircles you within its energy of protection. It is vital that you're shielded from the harsh energies of others as your sensitivity increases. When you open yourself up to higher spiritual vibrations, protection is always key to give you the freedom to work your magic. Magical meanings, and that goes back to that safety. To be in magical, like very prominent feminine energy, there needs to be that protection of the masculine. Magical meanings, and those are energies, not people. Magical meanings. Place your trust in the pentagram. You need to be grounded. Surround yourself with the positive energy of others by imagining a circle of white light around you. Could be a really great time to do some energy clearing, do aura clearing, cord cutting, whatever that might look like for you. Crystals that really help would be black tourmaline. Anything that repels or transmutes negative energy. It could, again, it's springtime. Your aura, your energy field needs a spring cleaning just like your house does, right? Your house is an energy. You are energy. What you do for one, you should be doing for the other. And maybe even vice versa. Because again, we can have this stagnant energy in our home. Maybe we're good. There's some stagnant energy in our home. Are you doing spiritual washes of your floor? Are you cleansing the energy out? Are you, what does that look like for you? Are you saying, prayers and intentions into your home and speaking things into your home? Hi, home. Hey, we'll be back. Love you. Thank you so much for protecting us today. Whatever that is, right? And then same thing with self. Hey, self. Hi, higher self. Hi, Ori. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for flowing and ebbing between the masculine and feminine energies so I can go ahead and manifest all the things that I want. I can come back to my dreams and I can make those happen. All right, let's take a look at justice. Okay. They say that all's fair in love and war, but the balance is not tipped in your favor right now. Someone's being unreasonable, so take a step back and weigh up the situation. It may mean that you need to summon up your inner strength and face your opposer, but be assured, for you have all the tools necessary to win. Decisions have been left unmade, and there's time to renegotiate. Remember always that the universe supports those who stand in their truth and integrity. When you look for the best possible outcome to suit all parties, you can be assured that fairness will prevail. Magical meanings. You're being treated unfairly. It's time to weigh up the situation. Justice will prevail. A surprise makes up for something lost. A decision goes in your favor. Love that. As all things are coming in, I feel like these two definitely have that world, have that death kind of card energy when we were doing the spread for the moon. Let's take a look at truth. Be honest, not only with others, but also with yourself. It's time to face facts. Otherwise, the truth may be revealed in a way you may not wish it to be. For the truth will come out. It always does. better that you confess sooner rather than later in order to avoid a bigger confrontation than you can handle. Remember that when you keep the truth from others or speak untruthfully, your energy lowers and your light fades. It's time to release the heavy burden of secrecy. However, if you've been deliberately misled, remember that no one deserves to be in your life if they think that you aren't worthy enough to be told the truth. Let the truth set you free. And then magical meanings, check in with and trust your intuition. Someone is hiding something from you. Admit the truth before somebody else does. Live and speak your truth. So, those we have again protection, justice, and truth. Very clear indication that there is change abound. There are going to be, whether it is getting into this eclipse season or through this Aries season, there are going to be changes, significant changes to the relationships that you have around you, and even the relationship potentially that you have with yourself, because all of these could be self. Again, we are moving. The key to everything is accepting yourself. So, what truths or what lies or what truths do you need to say to you about you? What lies do you need to clear up there? Where can you come back into this justice, into this knowing and understanding of self? And where do you need that protection for yourself? Again, your aura, your being, your energetic signature. Moni has been saying it over and over and over and over and over and over again. And with these three here, stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. That is that energy forward. All right, so that concludes we're going to leave these right here. Oops. That actually, I'll leave them out so that way everybody can still see them. That concludes the reading for the moon. And we've got one more to go. We've got Venus in Gemini. So get that out. So Venus in Gemini let me just go back and let you know that will happen on the 10th. So we have this moon that occurs on the 5th. We have Mercury conjunct the North Node, which is all part of the moon. It's just the continuation on. Venus and Taurus sextile Neptune Pisces, continuation of the moon. Mercury and Taurus sextiling Mars and Cancer, another continuation of the moon. Although I will say with this one, Mars was one of the kite points within this moon. Mercury was not. However, this is that, again, big brother type energy. What is Mercury and Mars now? They're in a sextile. How are they supporting and going to be able to support each other with the information and the things that they've gained in order to move forward? And then the 9th, we have nothing. And then on the 10th, next Monday, we have Venus in Gemini. So not Monday, meaning tomorrow, but the following Monday, Venus headed into Gemini. And let's talk about her. Again, is she flirty in Gemini? Would not be surprised if the lovers come out or even a 3 of Cups or something like that, because she is in her thoughts versus her feelings. Very freeing after Venus's nice tour through her home sign. And, she gets to have more, instead of being so deep, instead of being so earthy and so in and grounded, she gets to feel a little bit of buoyancy. Instead of being fixed, she gets to be mirror. And that can be really refreshing as everything is going on. Yes. So she gets to be in her thoughts versus in her feelings. She gets to express so much more expression, so much more. Whoa. Okay. Well, that's obviously what is happening. All right. Let's see how all of this is working. All right. So, where was I? Oh yeah, she gets to be very expressive, loves to express herself here. She's not very serious, but very pleasant. Venus in Gemini is very social, very excited, very excitable. And she gets to, there's so many conversations that she gets to have finally. And it's not about the real deep conversations, they're very superficial. You don't get the depths of Venus here. But that's okay because sometimes you just like not everything has to go so deep, right? As you're trying to figure out all of this, sometimes it's okay to just go and find, go out to a movie with a girlfriend and just chit chat about, just be chatty. Just be chatty, not gossip. You want to watch gossip with Venus and Gemini. Not gossipy, but just chatty, something that fills that cup for you. Um, Maybe even 10 cups. And then, there's going to be this could be a lot of social interactions, a lot of social engagements. And then the last thing is consistency. Yeah, yeah, she just doesn't have any. There's no consistency with Venus and Gemini. It's mutable. It's everywhere. It disperses. It's out there. It's air. It has no container. It's just wherever it needs to be. And that can provide, again, I said consistency could be a challenge here because as all of this is going on, sometimes that consistency needs to be there, right? You need to have some sort of pattern, some sort of, as the wheel changes, what are the things that you can consistently rely on? What are these swords that you can consistently rely on in order, especially here's again, the Six of Cups, as you're having all of this good come in, as you're manifesting, as you're bringing in all of this charm and this beauty, and you've got again, oh, I love that Judgment. Look at this container. This is why they wanted it this way. Sorry, I digress. There's 4 conversations happening in my head. This is like a chalice. I am totally seeing this. I am totally seeing this like a chalice right now. And this is Venus and Gemini. Allow Venus and Gemini to fill this cup, to fill it all up, because this is all part of her different. Again, this is how we have 7 cards here for Venus and Gemini. This is how social, how interdispersed, how wide varying she is in this sign, right? She needs to get a little bit of that consistency. She needs to know where she's going. This is the 7 of Swords. She needs to know what she can take forward and what she needs to leave behind. What needs to stay in Taurus, so that way all of the planets that are coming behind her in Taurus, all of this energy behind her in Taurus can actually be grounded and stable. She needs to leave something there. What is that going to be? We have until the 10th. We'll figure that out, right? Through this moon, through these conversations. She needs to take forward the things that she does. And there is so much goodness. There is so much goodness here. So much goodness. This 10 of Cups. I mean, this is, again, I know it's hard to see with this light. See this rainbow? Fucking rainbows. Rainbows, butterflies, social. Let's throw fucking unicorns and glitter in there too. Let's just make it happen, right? That's what we're doing. That's Venus and Gemini. This is the energy that we're moving into. And because she has all of this goodness happening while things are still changing. Things are still changing in her world. She's getting more into this. Maybe there was a little bit of justice with the Judgment here that came in for her. Maybe there is a little bit of truth that was revealed that's causing her to change, causing the social interactions, the people, right? Like, look, I know we talked about this already, but looking at it from this Venus and Gemini perspective, hey, this is real cozy right here. Maybe this is what needs to change, right? Maybe the change was you threw off the old dead weight of whatever this relationship was, and now you get to be up in here, right? Then she's got, and I love this. Okay, so the 6 of Cups. First, I love that these are all lilies. Anybody have a lily? I think these look like lilies to me. I'm saying lilies, so obviously lilies are what needs to come out. If your favorite flower is lily, drop it in the chat or a comment. But I love that they're youthful here, right? It's like Venus also in Gemini gets to look at things, gets to think about things that are not in her fixed feeling. It's not the five senses of touch and smell. She gets to be in more in the thought, in the intuitive, in this like higher perspective where it's almost like she gets to look on all of these choices with a fresh new eyes, with away from that feeling, away from the I need to touch and I need to feel and I need to control and I need to fixate on everything. She gets to do it with her thoughts and her childlike wonder, her beautiful energy, because don't forget she's like headed on her way to Leo, and that is where she is going to spend a lot of time and doing her retrograde. Then she also gets to stand in her, I am the fucking amazing, fucking Empress. She gets to stand in her absolute power in the Empress. I love that the Empress is in the middle of this cup because she gets to be that sovereign. She gets to be that powerful. Like, I just keep hearing, like, that bitch. She gets to be that bitch up in this Gemini energy. And then not only that, but she gets to be fancy. This is Venus being fancy right here. She gets to be all dolled up. She gets to go to the gala. She gets to go and have her, time in the sun. She gets to do all of those things. And at the bottom of this chalice right here is judgment. And this to me, again, we talked about up with this moon. This moon has nothing to do with this moon. This moon is the support for the future. This moon is the focal point, and all of these energies disperse from it. This judgment is this moon. And as this Libra moon happens, and as then Venus, how does everything filter? How does your cup get full? When you have this moon, how does your cup get full as it goes forward, as Venus goes forward into Gemini? And then again, she will be heading into Leo in a few months here to then where she's going to sit. She is going to learn. She is going to be fucking amazing. I cannot wait for this Venus retrograde in Leo. And it's like all things are possible. Fill your cup. Take this moon and let it propel you forward. Let your kite soar, come back to your dreams. All right, let's go ahead and we're just going to pull one of these spellcasting oracle cards for this Venus in Gemini. What is your guidance for Venus in Gemini? What is the guidance for Venus in Gemini? Reconciliation. All right, let's see. Reconciliation. That high full moon in Libra. Reconciliation. Got it. All right, magical guidance. There's something familiar in the air as your senses invoke memories that remind you of a distant reconciliation. You're being called to reach deep into your past as something relevant to today resides there. This is also here. This card marks an occasion of connecting with loved ones, a celebration to bring people together, and an unexpected visitor. Someone who was lost to you has sought you out. It's time to dig out old diaries, sift through photographs, and allow yourself to drift back to times gone by. Soon all will be revealed as you reconcile with that familiar feeling of yesteryear. Magical meanings. A shared song reveals love. A family reunion brings joy. This is great. By the way, Venus in Gemini also can be like close travel to see family, travel, especially like brothers and sisters. It can be that close relation, travel and like not necessarily maybe going overseas or spending like a month or so or a few weeks, but like day trip, a staycation, things of that nature. An old flame connects via social media. Also, this is totally giving me where like the 10th, the 21st is when Mercury goes retrograde. Just again, we're moving forward. It's the energy, it's what's coming up in the future. Um, reconnect with the spirit. We had some of that here too. A loved one is sending signs from across the veil. Ancestors. We love you, ancestors. Thank you. All right. So that is going to wrap up our reading and this Sunday version of Twitchy Tuesday. So again, Twitchy Tuesday typically happens on Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. Central, streaming live to Twitch as well as to YouTube. I did try something a little different on this one too. I tried to stream to Instagram as well, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I don't know if that happened or not, but we'll get there. Um, anyways, 4/4 is when this we would have normally done this live. However, as I said before, I am traveling next week. So it was just so much easier to get this done here, get it out early for everyone. And this is really what spirit was calling for. So again, listen to that intuitive and then take action, that balance of that feminine and masculine. But I will be back live for 11, I believe. Let me check. Yep, for 11. I will be back live for Twitchy Tuesday. And just as normal, all of those for April, as we did our, oh my gosh, where is my mouse? Thank you. As we did our cleaning out, our clear space, all of those are already up in YouTube and on Twitch. You can hit the notify me, follow, do all of the things so that way you don't miss a live when I go live. What else do I have to say? Man, I'm so excited. I'm so thrilled at how all of this came out, and I'm excited to be here with everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. I love you all so much. It is super exciting for me to be here, and I'm really, really enjoying the space that we're cultivating. So, thank you so much. I hope that you can support and help this channel grow by subscribing, by following, by sharing, and just spreading the word. All right. Maloney Adams, I am out for this Sunday version of Twitchy Tuesday. Bye.